It always looks like we're not live. I guarantee you, I'll be talking when it comes on to Facebook. It'll be like, well, awesome. Welcome, guys, to For Feck's Sake Marketing Adventures with Carmel. And again, for this week, with Sarah. This will be our last live for this week, actually for probably the next couple of weeks. So we wanted to kind of really finish it off and encase it all together. Now, if you haven't seen some of the other learnings, we've gone through how to make and automate a lead magnet. Then we've talked about videos, how to make videos, how to make them that they really engage with people. Then we chunked down a little bit more that you can use in videos and obviously in posts and things like that is how to write copy. And copy as in copywriting, not copyright for your picture and things like that. And also how to use that in some of those high engagement posts designed for you on social media to get your ideal client to actually take action. So we've gone through all those, and this is the last one of copy that we've been talking about today. And the few things we wanted to bring, wanted to kind of say, what about being able to have our eyes on your copy? That's one of the things we do in our membership quite often. Now, we have people of varying degrees in our membership, but one of the things I wanted to stress was, this is not just a beginner's stuff. This is for people that are at the beginners, or if you're anything like I used to be, it's like I've gone and done all these courses and I got all the answers that I needed, but then I had all these balls in the air and it was like, well, okay, where's the string that puts them all together? And that's what I'm talking about. So you may have already put posts. You are writing some great content, but it's getting bloody exhausting. It's okay to do it for a while, but you're getting exhausted at it. So we're looking at ways to make sure that you can get that content and repurpose and explode it in a way that it's not just you writing all the time like a maniac. So no matter where you are in your business, if you've already got some success and you just need to go to the next level, well, then there's a next level training in it that we can help you with. So sometimes, because somebody said to us, didn't they, the other day, Sarah said, oh yeah, is that just for a beginner? We went, no, this is the whole thing, and take full responsibility if that was the perception. It's for people that are beginning. Of course they can learn stuff, but people that are already established. And God bless Facebook for Facebook memories. I think it was 11 years ago. I obviously started this coaching journey about just over 11 years ago, but it's coming up on Facebook now, about 10 years ago, where I had a big post on announcing to the world, yay, I'm finishing my job, I'm starting my own business. Oh my God, what an epic fail. But I announced it to the world and then I went very quiet because I wasn't going to say to them that I had failed. So we know that you've been working at this for ages, and it's been a side gig for ages that you've never wanted to take off, to let go of it. And it's never completely taken off. So now's your time, especially in the time we find ourselves in, where more and more people are online that weren't online before. More and more people don't want to go back to a job that were in a physical job before. And more people are searching for something. So if what you have to offer them is something of value to them, why not you? And the only reason is they can't see you.
It's such a big one, is being able to be seen online. And I had someone ask me the other day, Carmel, like, why exceptional entrepreneurs? Like, why did you start this group? And I thought it was such a good question that maybe we could talk about today, because as much as we kind of share all this techie stuff and it's all the nuts and bolts and, you know, joining all the dots together, I mean, for both you and I, there's stories underneath this of how we got to this point and why, you know, a membership's a membership, but this is something quite special for our members and for us, and that sharing of the knowledge required to take those online businesses to the next level.
What a great question. And look, it started as, for those of you that know us, we had Better Business Builders. We thought that that's what it was, and it was. But it evolved into, it's more than that. And we started off like most people, myself and Sarah have been doing some work together for quite some time now, actually. But we thought, well, there's people struggling just like we were. How can we help them? But as it grew and evolved, we realized, no, it's more than that. It's not a membership step by step by step and giving them a cookie cutter answer.
Cookie.
It's not that anymore. It's about these people are intelligent people that already have the answers. They just don't know how to put it all together, or they've got those two pieces together and they haven't got that one piece, because that's exactly what was happening to me. And one of the huge things, well, two huge things for me were non-techie. I was, I could use a computer and emails, and, I worked in hospitality. So of course I could do a lot of the back end systems. But to actually, go in back end of a website or to make this connect to that. And it's like, if somebody just bloody show me, I know I could do it. But there was nowhere that I had the time, because they were saying, well, do those 5 steps. And I'm going, yeah, those 5 steps need 3 little bits of string underneath them. Where do I find that out? And that was one of the frustrations. So it was the techie side. And the other side was time. I'm no spring chicken anymore, just say. Grey-haired granny, the online granny, as I am now calling myself, because I was going, well, hang on, I'm of a certain age, and kids aren't relying on me anymore, and that sort of thing. So, like, what do I do? What do I want to do? And if I do want to build a financial freedom, if I want to the laptop lifestyle, and I don't mean lying on a beach every 5 minutes, but whatever that is for you, but having the flexibility and the financial backing that I can go anywhere and do whatever and still be able to have money coming in. Right. We know, retirement, whenever I retire, quite often, and there's actually statistics to show your superannuation will not cover it. It just won't, if it's still there at all. So it really became quite a crux, I suppose. Well, if I don't take this into my own hands and do something about it. So that's how the exceptional entrepreneurs and better business builders in the first place, but then exceptional entrepreneurs evolved. It was like, what do people need? Well, they need a place to come and go, okay, I'm stuck with that. Okay, I'm stuck with that. To do with marketing, the techie side of it, or how to, as our catchphrase is, get the right message to the right person at the right time. If you can't do that, I heard a very good metaphor the other day. And I'll ask you this one. I don't think I've said it to you. So, Sarah, tell me, do you remember the Invisible Man?
The Invisible Man, no.
Do you remember a program about the Invisible Man, or you've heard of the Invisible Man?
I mean, I can make an illusion up in my head of what it is, but no, I don't know the TV show. Was there a TV show?
There was a movie, there was a TV show called The Invisible Man. Well, if you ask anyone, maybe she's too young, ask anyone, who's the Invisible Man? They'll go, well, the Invisible Man.
Well, I can say he's the Invisible Man, but I don't actually know who it is.
Yeah, but it's like, well, what did he look like? I was asked that question. I went, oh, yeah. They said, well, when did you see him? And you don't, because he actually puts bandages and his clothes on and a pair of sunglasses on. But the truth is, he can't be seen. And that's the worst thing you can do in marketing, is bandage yourself up with all this palaver bullshit and stop yourself from being seen to your audience. Nobody can tell you what the Invisible Man looked like because he's invisible. So it's a bit like that in marketing. You can be the best coach. And again, that was part of my story. Was I was coaching, I was getting great feedback. People were saying, oh my God. I actually had somebody years later that I had only worked with in hospitality go, you changed my life. That's okay. But I couldn't make money out of that because nobody could see me. Now, this isn't about me saying, I'm great, I'm this, I'm that. Some people like me, some people don't. And that's absolutely fine in whatever way. However, if they can't see me, they can't even decide that. So if they can't see you purely because you don't have the time to do it, you're in a hurry, that you have some technical challenges, or the fact that you are kind of going, I'm not sure if the wording or the video or the language is right, then you need to come in to Exceptional Entrepreneurs and give it a go. And at the moment, just for April, it's 7 days for $7. Like, seriously, I don't drink coffee. I've never drank coffee in my life, but I'm pretty sure a bloody large coffee is close to $7. So for the price of a coffee that is easy for you to spend, come in, 7 days, $7. We promise you couple of things. Number one is full access to everything, full absolute access. 2 calls for that week that you're in there as well. So we answer any questions that you have. You can come in with the rest of the people as well. We don't say you can't do this, you can't do that. And the third thing is there's no lock-in contracts. If within 7 days you decide you don't want to do it, go into PayPal and say, no thanks. And that's it, no questions asked. The only question we may ask you is, could we do anything better? Or was there something that was missing that we could have helped you with? That's it. Now, if you don't want to do that, that's cool. But if you do, and you're stuck, like I was going around like this, and going, can I just have, I don't know, have you ever sat in a training room? I know I've done this, and you have the presenter up the top, might be 30 or 40 of you, right? And you're told, you know, you've got half an hour to write something, or you've got half an hour to do a headline or something like that, and you're there working on it. And then they say, time up, you're going, I just need a few more minutes. Or I just need somebody else. Can you just check if that's okay? That was me. Can you just check how does that sound to you? You couldn't get that because we had to move on because there's 30 people in the bloody room. Whereas you come into the co-creation space, especially if you send it to us beforehand. So a few people, tonight is one of our calls, they sent us in questions beforehand. So when we go in, we're ready. We go, right, ba-bam, 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 ba-bam. We always check if there's something urgent. Now, there are times that we do deliver content too, because we see what's most value for our membership at that time. And we'll give, you know, we have to have the basis of value sometimes or information before we can teach you more. So yes, there is some, but it's not as structured. You have to do this step, then blah, 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 or anything like that. So pop in, we'll put the link underneath, 7 days for $7. It's only going to be for 1 more week, actually 1 more week. And that's it. Come in, try it, 100% guarantee you don't like it. That's absolutely fine. We will let you go on your merry way without any questions. So anyway, getting back, I've got on my little high horse there for a moment. I'm so passionate about it because this alone would have sped up my success, wouldn't it, Sarah? You know what's in there. This would have escalated it that I could have been where I am now in a 10th of the time.
And I just think of all those hours that we have spent together learning a lot of this stuff, Carmel, building out a website, connecting it all together with CRM, using a product management system, setting up a membership site, sorting out all the Zoom links, figuring out all the Facebook stuff. I mean, you and I have been at this for a couple of years now.
Is there any wonder that I'm great?
All the time. But I think what's really cool now is that when someone asks us a question, we either already know the answer or we definitely know how to find the answer.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's come up in a couple of the workshops that we've run together that people are wasting a lot of time chasing their tails on the likes of YouTube, in blog posts, on the Google search, trying to find an answer to one little sticking point, right?
Yeah.
And we've probably already wasted that time. So we've already done it for you. So come in and just find out how we did it. We'll tell you, we'll do it live, open up, share your screen, we'll click the button, and it can be just the knowledge that you can gain from being around other people on the same journey as you, whether they're a little bit ahead of you, even a little bit behind. Everyone's coming in with their experiences and their skill set. And I think one of the great things and what I love about Exceptional Entrepreneurs is that it's a place to share skills without any ego, without any like, oh, I'm the best at this sort of thing. It's sharing and caring. And, like myself, I've been in the online marketing space for over 5 years now. It's nice to be able to pass that on.
Yeah.
And for like your story for Exceptional Entrepreneurs, for me, it's like I've got this stuff in my head that I've learned. I've done lots of courses. I've done all these things. I can do one-on-ones and like work with people like yourself and help join all these dots together. It's been really fun to do it in a bigger setting with really specific questions to really specific businesses. And this is one of the things, right, is we can go out and do all the courses in the world, but how do we actually relate that back to our own circumstance? I might go do a course on Facebook marketing But I've got a brick and mortar business. I don't have an online business, so I can take some of it, but then there's bits that don't match what I'm doing. And I think that's been a really key thing in our membership is we've got a big range of businesses, and we're able to sort out, okay, how do we actually make these strategies work for the individual? And what are those steps that have been missed because you don't have an identical business to that person who you went and learnt off doing their course. So yeah, I think that it's been there's real value in the group, and that's something that has really opened up my world as well, to see all these different businesses and how they're all working. But at the end of the day, online marketing is online marketing. We talk about it. The process is the process, and reverse engineer your way backwards from what you want to achieve. So yeah.
And you sometimes, like, I intellectually always knew reverse engineering, for example, from hospitality. We'd have an event, so we'd reverse engineer. Well, it's like, well, hang on a minute. How can I bring, and it was bringing that skill in and realizing that the process is the process. You can reverse engineer where you want that. But sometimes I'd have a gap in it, and I didn't realize I had a gap. So I'd try it. I'm a bit of a bull at a gate. So I'd go and I'd try it, and I'd wonder why the hell I'd fall off the cliff before I got to the end, because there was a gap that I couldn't see because I was in it. And that's what I mean when we're so busy in it. We're doing all the courses and we're gathering all this information that we quite often can't look from here and go, hang on, there's the one thing that was missing, and do that. Anyway, wanted to make sure that we did that. But the big advantage to do with copywriting is getting our eyes on your copy. And not only our eyes, but really experienced business builders that are in there, because they all love to help and support each other as well. So sometimes there's other copywriters in there, for example, there's media people in there. They want to actually help, and they can see what you can't see because there's no emotional connection with it. So 7 days, $7. We'll put the link underneath there. If you think it's something that resonates with you and you're going to give it a try, just click the link and come straight in, and we will welcome you with open arms.
There's a call this afternoon. There's a call in an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Yeah. If you want in, that's if you're watching it live. If you're not watching it live, it might be a bit later. But there will be 2 calls within that week. So remember, click the link. 7 days, $7, and we'll see you on the other side. For now, it's bye from us.